What's happening, YouTube? I am in my office doing research. Where's my cough drops? I'm getting a little better, y'all. Got my cough drops, Fisherman Friend. It's the strongest cough drop, and they're not paying me to say that. I'm just, no, endorsements or anything. The strongest cough drops anyway. Check this out, man. I wasn't going to do this at first. Courtney is back on a mainstream channel. Poor Courtney, he's going to learn. We already did a video about Courtney. I'm going to leave Courtney alone because Courtney is not right. So the reason why I decided to do this video because Ray J is on here also. They talking about Ray J. These two people in my book can't be trusted. And before I break all the stuff down about Ray J, why I really feel, because I'm still doing more research on him, but there's a lot of things about Ray J that you can't trust. And I think both of these guys have not done no major things in the music industry. One was an artist, one claimed he was a producer, so, and I'm doing my best to expose people who are clout chasing, clickbaiting, people who are doing all kinds of, I'm just trying to get in where I fit in. I don't have any talent, and I'm just out here trying to make me some money. I'm cutting out the middleman. I'm the middleman. So I'm gonna roll this video, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Thank y'all so much. We hit over 400,000 subscribers. Thank y'all. I love to see real people that understand and recognize real. I had made a mistake over the weekend on one of the videos. I apologize for it. I try to stay real. I'm trying to stay real. So without any further ado, now we got a joke on the channel, y'all. Should we keep the echo or should we leave the echo alone? I can't do the echo while I'm at my office. So anyway, so without further ado, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, y'all. Check this out. Let's get deep into this. Let's check it out.
Freak Diddy. Eyewitnesses describe floor, walls, and ceiling $500,000 of mirrors. Floor, wall, and ceiling covered in mirrors for, quote, wall-to-wall debauchery at 𝗗𝗓𝗡𝗅's sex freak-offs. Prosecutors say a ruse for this, as a lawyer warns celebrities pay up or face reputation-damning lawsuits. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Ray J, a longtime friend of Diddy, claims celebrities in Combs' inner circle are so scared of being dragged into legal action that they're seeking out potential accusers and offering cash to keep their names out of the lawsuits. Ray J says unnamed celebs have even approached him as a possible vessel for leaks due to his friendship with.
Now, remember how this Ray J, the first couple of words, the first sentence was, Ray J is a friend of Diddy's. Should I rewind it or y'all just take my word for it? Ray J is a friend of Diddy's. Just keep that in mind.
Keep their names out of the lawsuits. Ray J says unnamed celebs have even approached him as a possible vessel for leaks due to his friendship with Combs.
Joining us, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight. Let's move off of the $500,000 worth of mirrors. I guess so. Diddy can see sex no matter where he looks, up, down, or sideways. That's a whole nother can of worms. Joining us tonight, special guest Courtney B and his lawyer, 𝗟𝐿 Mitchell. But first, to 𝗗𝗢𝗡 Rodriguez, chief U.S. reporter with the Daily Mail and star of the podcast, The Trial of Diddy. 𝗗𝗢𝗡, thank you for being with us. What am I hearing that celebs are offering people? Not only are they being threatened, either pay up or you're going to be part of a smear campaign, but that they are actually paying alleged victims not to testify?
Well, this actually came from another hip-hop star, Ray J, who claimed that he knows that celebrities are scared out there and reaching out to potential victims and offering them money in a typical 𝗗𝐿𝗡 story. So their names never come out in these stories.
So I guess the short answer to that would be yes, and you're right, 𝗗𝗢𝗡. It's all coming from Ray J. Listen.
I'm hearing about artists paying victims to keep their name out of it.
Do you know people who have had demands put upon them where they have paid off to keep this quiet?
Here's what I do know. People do catch and kills all day. And a catch and kill, I don't know if of course you know, but for the regular world, somebody
Listen to
has the
this
truth,
dude.
somebody pays you to keep it quiet, and hopefully that money that you got paid secures your happiness while you watch the lie continue to succeed.
Well, I want to just make sure I understand you. What you're saying is what? That you know people who have been approached by women, men, whatever, who have said, give me money and I won't talk?
Here's the other way around that, Harvey. I'll give you money, please don't talk.
Sounds like Ray J is doing everything he can not to answer a direct question from our friend 𝐓𝐈𝐿𝐿 at TMZ. That's where he got that footage, and it's from their new docuseries, The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak-Offs, and you can see it. It's streaming on Tubi for free.
Yep.
Okay, let me understand what I'm hearing. Joining us, 𝗟𝐿 Mitchell, who is very intensely involved in this case, representing a client involving allegations against Sean Combs. 𝗟𝐿 Mitchell, what I perceive, what I interpret Ray J saying, and Levin's trying to...
Hold up. Before we get to her, I just want to back up because I want you all to hear, you know, if I'm breaking everything down like I want to, you stopping it too much. Check this out real quick. Watch this. We'll go forward.
So I guess the short answer to that would be yes, and you're right, 𝗗𝗢𝗡. It's all coming from Ray J. Listen.
I'm hearing about
Wait a minute. See, from there.
Pay up. 𝗗𝗢𝗡, thank 𝗗𝗢𝗡 Rodriguez.
Watch this. Watch what she says or how she describes Ray J. Watch this.
Reporter with the Daily Mail and star of the podcast, The Trial of Diddy. 𝗗𝗢𝗡, thank you for being with us. What am I hearing that celebs are offering people? Not only are they being threatened, either pay up or you're going to be part of a smear campaign, but that they are actually paying alleged victims not to testify?
Well, this actually came from another hip-hop star, Ray J, who claimed that he knows.
This actually came from another hip-hop star, Ray J. How is he a star? That's the part that I want y'all to know. Everybody knows Ray J, of course. That's probably why that makes him a star, because everybody knows him. Why do everybody know him? Okay, everybody knows him, but who knows his music? Name one of his songs. I mean, right off, don't go looking it up. Hum one of his songs. You know what I'm saying? That type
women,
of thing.
men, whatever.
Please don't talk.
So
sounds like Ray J is doing everything he can not to answer a direct question from our friend 𝗓𝐈𝐿𝐿 at TMZ. That's where he got that footage, and it's from their new docuseries, The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak-Offs, and you can see it. It's streaming on Tubi for free. Okay, let me understand what I'm hearing. Joining us, Ariel Mitchell, who is very intensely involved in this case, representing a client involving allegations against Sean Combs. Ariel Mitchell, what I perceive, what I interpret Ray J saying, and Levin's trying to nail him down, is that people, celebs, and others are willing to pay to keep their name out of this case, out of Sean Combs' case.
I think what Ray J was saying is, in general, these catch and kills are happening every day, all day, and they will continue to happen. But in this situation, any lawyer who sends out a demand letter would send it out.
I'm not too sure about her either. It's just something, all three of them is on the same video. Courtney, this lawyer, I refuse to even learn her name, and Ray J.
Out to anybody they intend to sue, which would probably be to individuals related to Diddy who that case may affect. So to that point, I think that is happening. Before I filed my first case, I did reach out to several individuals who we ended up filing lawsuits against to see if they were interested in settling. Pre-litigation settlement is what it's called.
They want to talk to me. They want to talk to me about what happened to them. They call me. They feel like they can trust me.
Wait a minute. Calling you for what?
They feel like
Calling
they
you
can
for
trust
what?
me.
Because they want to tell me about certain things that happened with them and Diddy.
Ray, I want to make sure I understand this. Are these high-profile people calling you because they've had some affiliation with Diddy that they don't want to come out, and they think you might be the vessel for it coming out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I don't even know why I just said it, but I said it, so what? Now they gotta be mad. Come get me.
Were they specific about what they did with Diddy?
I don't wanna say. I think I said too much.
That means yes.
Sounds like to me Mr. Ray J needs to be talking to federal investigators and not to Harvey Levin, my friend. Of course, I'm glad he did speak to Levin, and Levin is trying his best to nail him down for answers. That video you just saw is from our friends at TMZ from their new docuseries, The Downfall of Diddy Inside the Freak-Offs. And there are allegations coming from other angles in addition to Ray J. Listen.
In my view, if you were there and you knew somebody was being drugged because you had seen it happen in a previous party or a previous situation, and you didn't do anything, and you allowed it to happen, and you continue to enjoy yourself and party and whoop and holler and have a good time, as far as I'm concerned, you are just as liable as the individual who shipped the person in, who paid the persons that were there, who kept them longer than they thought they were going to be there, who bought the drugs, who took the money out of the bank, who put the drugs in a little shot of either a lemon shot or some sort of champagne, and participated in this egregious conduct. You're just as guilty as far as I'm concerned.
Hermania Rodriguez joining us, chief U.S. reporter with DailyMail.com and star of the Trial of Diddy podcast. Hermania, what exactly is the lawyer saying?
So this lawyer says he's representing more than 100 victims of Diddy, and he has said that the victimizers include other celebrities, businessmen, politicians, and he said that he has already sent letters demanding that they pay up if they don't want to face civil lawsuits for what they did with Diddy, allegedly.
Joining me now is a special guest, Courtney B. Now, you may know him by his...
Lord have mercy. Before we get to Courtney, Ray J, there's plenty of videotapes out there with Ray J doing a lot of dealings with Puffy. They cool, they locked, they tight. So we got that. Puffy video and Ray J talking him up and everything. What I don't understand is, why is it that now that Diddy's in jail, why does Puffy's kids, Diddy kids, want to fight Ray J? Why would they want to fight Ray J? I'm thinking that's Uncle Ray J. He's around the family or whatever the case may be. The kids don't trust you, dude. And why would the kids want to fight you? Why are you at an event that Puffy's kids is at an event? You see what I'm saying? If I'm at an event with my kids, even though I don't have kids, my kids and their friends will show a certain amount of respect to me. Or if I'm at a party with my friends' kids, they would never try to fight me. Something ain't right with that. I'm just putting that out there. It's something ain't right with that. So that's strike one for you, Ray J. And I got about 5 more, 10 more strikes.
His full name, but since
It's
he
strike
first
2
went
on this one, but
public
we're gonna just
about
make it
his
1.
knowledge of the Sean Puffy Combs case, he has actually been getting death threats. Straight out to you, Courtney. Thank you for being with us. What is your connection, or
What
was
is your
your
connection?
with Sean Combs?
Connection is just being in the music business together.
Well, that means me and Puffy connected too, because I'm in the music business. Anybody who makes money from music is in the music business. So everybody who plays an instrument and get on stage mean they connected to Puffy, because I'm in the music business. I got a recording studio. I make music. That's my business.
What is your connection, or was your connection with Sean Combs?
Connection is just being in the music business together. You know, I came up with Tupac. He came up with Bad Boy.
Let me talk to you about the current case against Sean Combs, Mr. B. What kind of death threats have you been getting since you first came out with your knowledge?
They called me Pieces from Little Italy, in New York, and from Maryland. They all started calling me Pizza. It was a thing said on YouTube or Instagram that him and his son said, "Get rid of pizza."
Courtney, you state that.
Courtney, come on, Courtney. Ah, my Lord Jesus. First of all, it was an AI-driven type thing. And it said, get rid of all the pizza boxes. Pizza boxes, not get rid of pizza. Not you. Oh my God, how you gonna turn that AI recording into getting rid of you? That's stupid, man. You gotta take your time with Courtney, poor thing. Here we go, man.
That you have tapes of freak-offs. Did you take the video yourself?
No, I never was in this company of never.
One more time. Did his mic clip out? I like her. She said, did you tape him yourself? Yeah, I taped him. Oops, no, I didn't tape him. Watch this.
Did you take the video yourself?
No, I never was in this company of never. Never went to a party.
Then where did they come from?
Stewart gave it to me. He was on the phone with Kim. We was up in Atlanta recording with this artist I had. And
he said, this is what poor Courtney. Stewart gave it to me. We was on the phone with Kim. What does that got to? The way he tell his stories is just whack, young.
Where did they come from?
Stewart gave it to me. He was on the phone with Kim. We was up in Atlanta recording with this artist I had, and they lightly asked me to cut his hair. And then after his hair was cut, somebody called and said, "Will he go out to dinner with me and stay the night?" And I got real furious over it. I said, "No." And I was going through a hall. That's just Mr. Stewart was there, and he said, "Hold up, I want to talk to my man Courtney B." And I heard a voice say, "Courtney B, I know him." Put him on the phone. Said, "You don't know Courtney B?" She said, "Them, tell him it's Kim." So he put it on speaker. He said, "Yo, someone want to speak to you." It was Kim, and I didn't really want to talk because I bought this guy all the way to Atlanta from New Jersey to record to sign over to Raleigh. But they told him cut his hair. He said, "Court, I can't cut my hair because My grandmother and my mother grew him as a kid. So I had to.
Wait a minute. He had to cut it to dead his hair. Hold up, man. Let's start. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm studying also, by the way, but I'm trying to.
Hall.
Wait a
The
minute.
phone with Kim. We was up in.
All right.
Have tapes
Of
𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗏.
Maybe y'all got it the first time.
Did you take the video yourself?
Wait a minute.
No, I never was in the company of. Never went to a party.
Then where did they come from?
Stuart gave it to me. He was on the phone with Kim. We was up in
Stuart gave it to me. He was on the phone with Kim. Okay.
Atlanta recording with this artist I had.
So you and Stuart was together in the studio recording some artists, but Stuart was on the phone with Kim. So Stuart was with him in the studio. I thought, when I first heard this story, I thought Stuart was talking to Kim. And he got on the phone, he was on the phone with Stuart. And Stuart said, hey, well, this is Burgess I'm talking to. Hey, Kim, you know, they started talking. But now it sounds like him and Stuart was in together. Is that what y'all hearing? Maybe, help me, please.
Did
Watch
you
this.
take the video yourself?
No, I never was in the company of. Never went to a party.
Then where did they come from?
Stuart gave it to me. He was on the phone with Kim.
He was on
up
the phone
in
with Kim.
Atlanta recording with this artist I had.
Okay.
And they lightly asked me to cut his hair. And then after his hair was cut, somebody called and said, will he go out to dinner with me and stay the night? And I got real furious over it. I said, no. And I was going through a hall. That's just Mr. Stewart was there. And they said, hold up, I want to talk to my man, Courtney B. And I heard a voice say, Courtney B, I know him, put him on the phone, said, you don't know Courtney B. She said, I'm telling Miss Kim. So he put it on speaker. He said, yo, someone want to speak to you. It was Kim.
Oh,
and I
okay.
didn't really want to talk because I brought this guy all the way to Atlanta from New Jersey to record, to sign over to Raleigh. But they told him cut his hair. He said, Court, I can't cut my hair. My grandmother and my mother grew him as a kid. So I had to convince him to cut it. Like, this is what they wanted. They went from hair cutting to sleeping with him, to going to dinner, to, you know, and they got me so fed up. I didn't want to talk to him or Kim at the time. So when I was out in the car going back and forth on the phone, he came out and said, yo, she really want to talk to you. She got something for you. I said, I'm going to the hotel. He said, where you at? I said, I'm staying at a house out at the airport. So he came by and he gave me the flash drive. I thought it was an artist. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something she wanted me to hear. At the time, I had explained to this mother and father that her son is not being signed.
Are you telling me that you got the tapes from Kim Porter?
Wait a minute. The son that just got the haircut is not even going to get signed? Wait a minute.
I said, I'm going to the hotel. He said, where you at? I said, I'm staying at a house out at the airport. So he came by and he gave me the flash drive. I thought it was an artist. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something she wanted me to hear. At the time, I had explained to this mother and father that her son is not being signed.
Are you telling me that you got the tapes from Kim Porter? They were given to you through an intermediary from Kim Porter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, forget the haircut and the signing and cutting the dress and saying hi to Kim. So that whole story is irrelevant. All you had to do is say, I got the tapes from Stuart, is his friend name. Kim gave the tapes to Stuart and told Stuart to give them to me. The barbershop and the cutteries and the dreads and the not getting a record deal, none of that has to do with what the question is.
What do the tapes depict?
It depicts sex, people getting high, drunk, a lot of celebrities, words that she made like it was a diary or a memo or whatever it was. At the time, that's the first one I got was 2008, and then Morris came and then he was killed. So it scared me a little bit because he got killed, and then Chris Lightly got killed.
In the videos, in the tapes, Courtney B, do women appear to be drugged or drunk?
Compared to me, stuck, like in a trance, because one of them was on the table and they was eating off her. You understand? And they was, I'm looking at this girl straight naked and she don't feel like she embarrassed or anything. Water poured on them, whatever it was, tubs. It seemed like there was more in the trance than more than drunk. Because you're drunk, you usually slur.
A trance.
Yes.
What else did you observe?
I observed a lot. It was a lot. I didn't watch it all because I don't like seeing two males having sex. I'm not into it.
Courtney B, you state that you don't want to say too much because of, as you said, Homeland, I think you said. Then why, may I ask, did you give a press conference?
Because then someone tried to extort me. Said, if you don't give me more stuff, I'm going to tell them who you are and who you got the stuff from. So I didn't want it to go past me because people got families and I got families. So I came out and said I was the one who gave him the memoir, the book.
Do you have an unedited manuscript of Kim Porter's book?
Yes.
What do you make of claims by her children that the memoir was not by her?
I look at it, it's their mother. They want to defend their mother. But you got to understand, other people was somebody's mother and daughter as well. I believe the sons had something to do with it as well because how the film was shot, Diddy couldn't control the focus on it. Two, that I think they anticipated some. And of course, it's their mother who don't want it. And I'd like to apologize to the family about the mother. I didn't put a picture on the book. That wasn't my work. I think she got to a point that she was with it because it showed that she was foursomes, couples on couples, and her lover was in there, who she was a sexual with. So, a scorned woman going to say her last words to be known.
Courtney B, what do you think about Ray J's claims to our friend Harvey Levin?
Here we go.
It's not a claim. It's a sign to let them know that he's trying to get up money. He don't have anything on it. Diddy not going to trust him with no tapes or anything. He was Diddy little boy toy himself. So what he did, he's letting them know to pay him so he could help with Diddy and his family.
How do he know that Ray J is Diddy's little boy toy himself? How do he know that? He already said, I'm not into that. How he going by rumors? Everything Courtney talks about, everything Courtney produces is information that we already have. He said something about the people, the lady laying on the table and they eating fruit and vegetables and stuff off the lady. That's been shown. That's been talked about. Courtney has not produced not a half an inch or anything. Only thing he's doing is for right now is claiming that I don't have the book with me. I got it in the studio. That Kim Porter gave him the writings of this book. And now it's two different versions of the book.
Who trusts Ray J? Did he help Ray J with Fabulous? When something was going on between Fabulous and Ray J, he got Fabulous to leave Ray J alone. What he doing? He's scared.
Wait a minute. I missed that. This is how I get my information.
Who trusts Ray J? Boy toy himself. So what he did, he's letting them know to pay him so he could help with Diddy and his family. Who trusts Ray J? Did he help Ray J with Fabulous? When something was going on between Fabulous and Ray J, he got Fabulous to leave Ray J alone. What he doing? He's scaring people out there so they could come to him and put up money.
In another resurfaced video, singer Machine Gun Kelly, or MGK, describes his wild Las Vegas New Year's Eve bender with Diddy when he was just 20 years old. MGK says Diddy escorted him to 9 clubs on New Year's Eve, paying for roughly 270 bottles to supply them and an entourage of women. Eventually, MGK tried to say his goodnights, but Diddy told him, "We're not going to sleep." The singer says the partying continued for more than 48 hours. A former party planner for Sean Combs reveals the rumor that most Diddy parties devolved into orgies are true. The planner also claims the parties averaged a $500,000 price tag for food, alcohol, decorations, and entertainment, including acrobats, live animals, and entertainers that Combs called models, who were obviously hired sex workers. For one event, Combs demanded an entire room be covered in mirrors so the debauchery could be viewed from every angle imaginable. The planner says Combs' vision was sex everywhere you looked.
$500,000 to cover floors, walls, and ceilings with mirrors so Sean Combs could, quote, see sex everywhere you look. That was his, quote, vision. Did Sean Combs redecorate a whole wing, a whole room with hundreds of mirrors for a freak-off? And again, whether we like it or not, orgies are not crimes. However, drugging people and then having sex with them while they are in a stupor, much as Courtney B described, is a crime. Joining me, Dr. Bethany Marshall, renowned psychoanalyst out of LA and author of Deal Breaker. You can see her now on Peacock. Jump in, Bethany.
Nancy, those floor to ceiling, across the floor mirrors are because men who commit sexual aggression, sexual assault are voyeurs. He probably spent a long time assembling these places to assault victims because that was a part of his sexual excitement. That was a part of preparing for these orgies.
This, as we learned that Sean Combs is not languishing in a tiny cell. He's moved on to greener pastures. Listen.
While the public has been led to believe Sean Diddy Combs is languishing in a tiny cell at the MDC, it turns out the disgraced mogul is having a blast behind bars. Combs has been moved to the lowest security unit in the prison, 4 North, where he has access to a tablet, cards, music, TV, movies, ping pong, air hockey, and even a peep show. Who needs expensive freak-offs when you can spy on female inmates through a grate in the floor?
I had said that a long time ago. We don't know where Puffy is at. I know a lot of friends and that have serious people that did time. And the bigger you are in jail, it's like you're not in a jail, because whoever's big in the jail will go to Puffy and say, look, man, you know how this game played. What can you do for me? And I keep you safe. I'm the head honcho of the jail. Or we could put, well, look here, Playboy. I have $1 million wired to anybody you want for starters. Let's start there. Or they could have said it. Yeah. Come on, man. I knew that. I knew that from Jump Street. Come on, dude. Anyway, check this out. Let's keep going.
Joining us, Hermania Rodriguez from Daily Mail. What? Explain to me his new living conditions.
Right, so he remains in the same Brooklyn jail, but he hasn't been moved to a part of the jail that's for high-profile inmates. In this part of the jail, the president of Honduras has been. Bankman-Fried is also held there, and it's the idea is to keep these famous inmates safe from others. But as you mentioned, it also provides them with a few extra privileges that inmates that have been there before include being able to look at the female inmates who this former inmate said the female inmates like to put on a show and even lift up their shirts as they see the male prisoners walk by. So yeah, it sounds like Diddy is in a better situation now that he was at the beginning in the jail.
Joining me, Robert Crispin, private investigator at Crispin Special Investigation, but former federal task force officer with the DOJ and DEA Miami Field Division. You can find him at crispininvestigations.com. Robert, why is he, Sean Combs, who has allegedly victimized so many women while they're drugged, why is he getting to look at female inmates?
Well, I'll tell you this. He's got some problems coming, and they're probably moving him down there to give him a little more freedom to get him out of general population where he's going to get stabbed or beat up in the middle of the night. Down in these areas, there's less population, and it's a little bit more easily controlled, where New York jail's going to have a problem on their hand if somebody ends up stabbing Diddy and killing him.
You could be eating mango too with the ocean as your backyard. I ain't special. I'm not going to allow myself to not have mango.
Please join us on our mission to find missing people where we, in our own
Freak off. When Kennedy and two friends arrived to Combs' hotel room, a former Playboy model claims Diddy invited her and two friends to a Tokyo party that she now believes was a freak off. When Kennedy and two friends arrived to Combs' hotel room, Combs was alone in a bathrobe with a bottle of champagne.
Kennedy claims as soon as Combs hung up the phone, he removed his clothing and instructed the women on how to perform on him. The incident only became frightening when a security guard angrily burst into the room and forced all of the women out the door, angry that Combs slept with his girl from the club.
Combs is now housed in a dorm-style unit of the MDC reserved for up to 20 high-profile prisoners. 4 North is known to have looser rules than Gen Pop and boasts marginally better meals than what Combs was receiving on Suicide Watch, including chicken sandwiches,
Sometimes I turn the volume down. Anyway, I cut that out if nothing's in there. Here we go.
4 North is known to have looser rules than Gen Pop and boasts marginally better meals than what Combs was receiving on Suicide Watch, including chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and wings. In addition to many forms of entertainment, Combs is allowed 300 minutes of phone time each month, but still does not get a pillow for his less than twin-size bed.
Joining us now, Lynn Shaw, founder, executive director, Lynn's Warriors, committed to ending sexual exploitation and trafficking, and host of Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Lynn, thank you for being with us. Lynn, so I don't know if you got the gist of this, but Sean Combs, in his new digs, has the ability to stare at female inmates and is living in a dorm-style atmosphere with an upgraded menu. Thoughts?
My thoughts are chicken sandwiches and all of this, and he has peepholes or he's able to communicate with women. You couldn't write this. This is a bad Hollywood script. Listen, our sources told us all along he was getting special privileges. We heard this right away. No, I didn't have any proof, but I heard he was getting better food. I heard he was getting special things that other people weren't, such as phone privileges. I heard all kinds of things, and now it's coming out. But to have holes, this must be done on purpose. Come on now. As a special prisoner, whatever he is, an inmate in this Manhattan detention center, that has been known as a rat's nest for years. He has been put in a spot where he can. I am saying on purpose, there are holes in the floor so he can have access to women. This is disgusting. And how did the victims of all sex trafficking or abuse like this, exploitation, when they read things and hear things like this, what is going through their minds? They are disgusted, and they've all reported to me they don't expect this case to go anywhere. Somehow, some way, he's going to be cut loose, or somebody else is going to be taking the main fall for all of this. But I can't believe we even have to discuss. He's communicating, and I know it's a family show, Nancy, but, things they're doing reportedly through these peepholes, I'm disgusted, and everybody else should be too. And let's call for what is going on here. We need some answers about this. This is unacceptable.
I think what you're referring to is commonly called a, and I will not elaborate on that, but from what I understand, he has full and unfettered view of female inmates. And it sounds to me to high-profile lawyer Ariel Mitchell, who is representing many of the alleged victims connected to this case, as well as Courtney B. Ariel, it sounds to me like he is being rewarded. Sean Combs is being rewarded. Why should he get rewards as opposed to anybody else in MDC?
Well, unfortunately, that's the world we live in, where celebrities receive better treatment in all scenarios, even when they've committed crimes. So we need to ask ourselves as a society, why are we treating people differently just because they have status, just because they're a celebrity, just because they have money, especially somebody like Diddy, who has committed so many atrocities and so many crimes over the past 3 decades, spanning numerous, we don't even know how many victims that there really are. We're at hundreds of victims just right now that we know of. But of course, in our country, in our society, we reward and give people preferential treatment just because of who they are. And that's why he's being rewarded.
We don't know of hundreds of people. We know of thousands of people. We only say 100 because this lawyer decided. The lawyer decided, y'all. The lawyer decided to take on 120 cases. One lawyer. Then you got other lawyers out there that's taking on other cases. That same lawyer said that over 3,000 phone calls came in. And we all know Jaguar Wright and other people are saying that they know people who are not coming forward, but our time will come. Then all of a sudden this Ali Carter person is coming out. So we know it is safe to say thousands of people.
To Lynn Shaw of Lynn's Warriors, and you can hear her on YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. Lynn, I didn't hear your response to the fact that $500,000 worth of refurbishing a large area so Sean Combs could have floor to wall to ceiling mirrors during the freak-offs. Freak-off, what a euphemism. That's certainly putting perfume on the pig. According to prosecutors, what freak-offs really are drugging and intoxicating women, slipping drugs into their drinks, and more, so they have no idea what is happening around them while they are videoed being. That's what a freak-off is, according to prosecutors. And now we learn, I can't wait for a jury to hear this if it's true, that floor to wall to ceiling is mirrored at Sean Combs' request so he can see sex everywhere he looks.
I can't even believe, I'm going to just say it, Nancy.
But that's not a crime, though.
I don't want to bring it up before, but we have heard such disgusting reports coming out of Manhattan Detention Center. We've got our sources here. I'm boots on the ground here in the middle of New York City. People tell me things. Listen, disgusting. And Ariel pegged it right away. Money talks, fame, even though all of these horrible alleged crimes, and I put that in air quotes here as I'm standing here, they should have nothing to do with this guy, yet that's what talks in our society. This is the morality going on today. There are probably thousands and thousands of victims, and I'm just going to say it. You're going to find out there were minors involved. That is my opinion. That's what I've heard. And how he can even be given mirrors and this and that and chicken sandwiches, whatever he's eating there. You know what? He should eat some bad tuna fish and have some food poisoning. That's what I have to say about this guy, because he is just dominating this whole story with his lawyer, and I'm tired of it. Let's talk about the victims. Let's talk about the abuse they endured. Let's get this case going and find out who else is involved. Why is he the only one in jail? He had accomplices. He had people booking flights and rooms and this and that, and women involved. There are always women involved with these pimps, traffickers, whatever we're calling.
Joining me now, high-profile lawyer Eric.
That's what I want to know. The raid at Diddy's house been a good little while. Y'all got these tapes. Now Puffy is picked up. He been in jail for a good little while. It's time for the next step to happen, man. When the next step gonna happen? Ray J.
Faddis, trial lawyer, TV analyst, and partner at Varner Faddis Elite Legal, former felony prosecutor. Eric, thank you for joining us. Here is the reality, whether people like it or not. In our country, under our U.S. Constitution, you cannot be prosecuted for failure to act. If I stood by and watched you drown in the Mississippi River, I could not be prosecuted for that. I don't have a duty. Of course I would, Eric. I don't have a duty to jump in and try and save you. It's just that simple. So if there are celebrities, which I believe there were, at these parties, at some of the freak-offs, the fact that they did not intervene does not make them a criminal. And I also find it really suspicious that everybody's talking about celebrities, but nobody's naming any names. If you've got proof, fine, put up or shut up.
I keep saying
Yeah,
the same
Nancy, I
thing.
hear you, and I would save you if you were drowning too. But yeah, in looking at this, I think there's going to be a lot of folks who are sort of not culpable participants. They were just observers. They were there, but they're caught up in this huge saga for which there is clearly a stigma, for which they may have a negative association going forward professionally and otherwise. And for some of these folks, that they frankly, this was completely unbeknownst to them. They didn't know what was happening, and they were simply at this party. Now, being at a raucous party is not in and of itself a crime. Now, if they had knowledge of some kind of misconduct and provided material aid, that is where we begin to cross the line between an innocent observer and a culpable participant.
In another resurfaced video, singer Machine Gun Kelly, or MGK, describes his wild Las Vegas New Year's Eve bender with Diddy when he was just 20 years old. MGK says Diddy escorted him to 9 clubs on New Year's Eve, paying for roughly 270 bottles to supply them and an entourage of women. Eventually, MGK tried to say his goodnights, but Diddy told him, "We're not going to sleep." The singer says the partying continued for more than 48 hours.
Real estate experts believe the tales of gigantic orgies and freak-offs at Sean Combs' LA mansion are scaring off potential buyers. The stunning 17,000 square foot property has reportedly attracted no serious offers despite being on the market for more than 60 days. The listing has an asking price of nearly $62 million, but experts say Combs' realtor may have to find a buyer that can look past the headlines, or the home will continue to languish on the market.
I wouldn't want to touch that place with a 10-foot pole. Ew.
Who you
My
telling?
family's going to want to move into Diddy's mansion. Everywhere you look, you can imagine a freak-off and smeared baby oil laced with GHB. Okay. Apparently, nobody is touching Diddy's mansion. Wow.
The property value went down.
Straight out to crimeonline.com
Wow.
investigative reporter Sydney Sumner. Did I get those figures right? $62 million? And is that real?
Yeah, that's completely correct, Nancy.
62
It's
million.
just under 62 million. It's about 61.3, I believe, is the listing price. And nobody is coming in touch with that home. Apparently, there's been reports that some overseas buyers have been looking into the home, but nothing serious. Nobody wants to move in there.
He done
You know,
dropped.
a lot of times, Sydney,
Dude, you know you are a freak and a half as you done dropped the property value down. What? I didn't even think that would be possible.
I've covered cases where after a crime, the whole place is just razed, it's just torn down. Maybe that's what they're going to have to do in this case. Hey, to you, Robert Crispin, this is your neck of the woods. Robert Crispin, private investigator at Crispin Special Investigations, former federal task force and DEA in Miami. You can find him at crispininvestigations.com. Robert, have you ever been in a strip club?
Of course.
Thank you for that lying.
Okay, let me clarify. Your Honor, let me refine my question. Have you ever been in a strip club in waking hours in the daylight?
Yes, many times.
I mean, all the magic is gone. I've been in many a strip club in waking hours to find witnesses. And when you look in there in the daylight, it is disgusting. It's filthy. There's like wads of hair, food. It smells.
Really not interested.
It is
Ouch.
disgusting. And that's just
And you
what
know
I can imagine his mansion is like.
Right. Dead
shame
everywhere.
on you.
And that's why you don't want to sit on the couch. And
First of all, Diddy got all kinds of maids and keeping stuff clean. Diddy is that's bull, man. I ain't gonna let that go. I ain't gonna let that go. Look at that house, man. When they came in and where they only showing the pictures when they raided and everything. And Diddy had, come on, dude. He was always filming stuff. Diddy had that house was looking lit so he can film anytime he wanted.
knowing what went on inside there is
This one, I like her too, man. I really like her. You just lost a point with me, girlfriend. You kind of cute too, by the way, but you lost a point on that one. You just threw that out there. She hates Diddy. She really, really hates Diddy. But you getting your personal feelings in this thing now.
His mansion is like
See, that's why she's snickering. Come on,
hours to find witnesses. And when you look in there, in the daylight, it is disgusting.
Right.
It's filthy. There's like
No
lots
maids
of
are there.
hair, food.
The cleaning crew.
We're not interested.
It is
Ouch.
disgusting. And that's just what I can imagine his mansion is like.
Right. Dead everywhere. And that's why you don't want to sit on the couch. And knowing what went on inside there is nothing that I certainly want to purchase.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Hold on just a moment. To Lynn Shaw. Okay, Lynn, I know you have a very serious mission, which is ending exploitation of women and minors with Lynn's Warriors. But I really think what Crispin just unwittingly, I think, said sums up the sale of Diddy's home, or the lack thereof. You don't want to sit on a couch.
You don't want to sit on a couch. Here's what we hear is going on. We hear that foreign buyers will purchase the property. They will ruin. They will knock down the place, raise the place, and it will just be a parcel of land that somebody will rebuild on. But you know what I want to do, Nancy? I want to purchase it myself in my dream world, my Lynn's Warriors, do an exorcism, a cleansing of all, build a beautiful big mansion and start putting in victims of sexual abuse, exploitation, and give them wraparound services, and take this horrible, awful, unending story that has only just begun and turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
Turn it around to provide for victims. That's what I want to do in my Warriors world, because this guy has gotten away with this for decades. And now
Okay, well, I've got some bad
who's
news for you.
involved.
I hate to be the bearer of ill tidings, Lynn, but I imagine that the overseas buyers are going to beat you out. You're not going to get to turn this into some type of a home for victims. I don't know that they'd want to be there anyway. But that said, the
Thanks
attempted
for your
sale
support.
of Sean Combs' mansion is just another attempt to raise money. What else is he doing? And why does he need money so desperately? Listen.
Once estimated as a billionaire, Sean Combs' legal fees are leaving him strapped for cash. With his Los Angeles mansion failing to sell, Combs has turned to renting out his Gulfstream 550 on the flight share site Victor, dubbed the Uber of private jets. The $60 million distinctive black jet can accommodate up to 14 passengers. A chartered flight from NYC to LA costs a cool $100,000, while a longer flight, say from LA to London, runs upwards of $400,000.
And that's right, Sean Combs now renting out his $60 million private jet. To Sydney Sumner, what can you tell me?
Nancy, we know that this plane is available for charter on multiple websites. It's owned by Combs' Love Air LLC. We don't know how much money it's really making him, and it feels like a very desperate attempt to loosen up some more cash. We know that Combs' brand is very heavily tied to his public image, which is currently in the toilet. And he also burned bridges with his biggest income source, Diageo, that was the owner of his liquor companies, Ciroc and De Leon Tequila. So Combs really has no income coming in right now whatsoever. So this feels like a very desperate attempt to generate some cash, but he's also not using the plane. So it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, all those private defense attorneys don't come cheap. I mean, straight back up to you, Faddis. I guarantee you these lawyers are charging, what, $500 to $1,000 an hour?
Oh, easy. Yeah, I think the total price tag on this thing is going to be multi-millions. That's just on the legal representation side.
And there's more. Listen.
Diddy may never regain the immense wealth he accumulated over his career. Many of Combs' income sources relied entirely on his personal brand. Ciroc and De Leon, Sean John, and Revolt TV, for example. With the current standing of Combs' public image, businesses and big-name brands will likely want nothing to do with him. While Combs recently released a new album, a world tour could be out of the question. For 15 years to life.
I'm gonna wait to the end.
In the last hours, we
That liquor
learned that
company
Sean
bankrupt his
Puffy
tail.
Combs is renting out his $60 million blacked out private jet. Who is renting this jet for $120,000 one way up to $400,000 for a round trip? Well, guess what? Since he has been behind bars, Sean Combs' jet has flown to French Polynesia, New Zealand, LA, and Mexico. To Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us out of Beverly Hills, psychoanalyst. Dr. Bethany, who is paying this kind of money to fly on Diddy's jet?
You know, Nancy, I hate to break it to you, but there are a lot of sex offenders in the general population and people who idealize sexual violence and who are very identified with it. And I am afraid somebody is going to come forward and buy that $62 million mansion because they will like the memories associated with it. And these are the type of people who want to be on that fancy jet. People who overlook violence, people who love violence, people who want to insert themselves into the notoriety of Sean Puffy Combs. Nancy, even the celebrities at those parties, this is not a homogeneous group. This is a group of people, they're all different, and they may have been unwittingly committing crimes themselves because they may have taken drugs, they may have been on ecstasy, they may have not really known what was happening and then slipped into an offending pattern themselves, and now they are frightened. So we have people on those jets that love P. Diddy, that want to be around him. There is often a glorification of sexual violence, and that is the undercurrent of this story, that sexual violence is prevalent.
Well, actually, Dr. Bethany, I think you may be right. Does anybody remember the Playboy Mansion? In 2016, the Playboy Mansion was bought by Darren Metropolis for $100 million. And you know, it wasn't worth $100 million. The buyer wanted to be attached to the image of the Playboy Mansion.
Nancy, you wouldn't believe in my Beverly Hills practice how many patients of mine talked about going to the Playboy Mansion, and they loved the idea. It made them feel like a celebrity. It made them feel special, and they glorified it. They did not put their thoughts together about women who were being treated as objects. It's like that went out of their mind. Same as Jeffrey Epstein's island. Look at all the people who went there. Philanthropists, billionaires, CEOs, attorneys. And that is because, Nancy, there is a prevailing attitude in our culture that it's okay to treat women as objects.
You know, we were talking earlier about no one buying Diddy's mansion. Lynn Shaw had an idea about what she wanted to do with the mansion. Refurbish it, clean it, number one, with a hose, but then have victims live in it, which is, you know, never going to happen, Bethany. Which is never going to happen, Lynn, because nonprofits like yourself could never afford it. Multimillionaires can. But I've got an idea. Straight back out to high-profile lawyer Eric Faddis joining us. Eric, the money from the sale of that mansion could be ordered to go to victims. But here's the rub, Faddis. He hasn't been convicted of anything. So any money from the sale of the mansion or the rental of the private jet, which, by the way, has had at least 30 trips in the last 2 months. Somebody's renting that thing for a lot of money. None of that money is going to go to alleged victims because there's not a conviction yet.
Yeah, right now, I mean, the money being generated is likely just for his legal team. Those bills have to be out of control. And on top of that, he doesn't have the same income coming in. He doesn't have these deals anymore that are giving him millions of dollars. Now, Nancy, as you know, some states do have civil forfeiture statutes. And if they could link either the property or the airplane with criminal activity, there's at least an argument that prosecutors could try to obtain some of those assets and convert them to some sort of beneficial use that is not paying Diddy's legal fees.
Think about it. This blacked out, fully customized jet that Diddy gifted to himself a couple of years ago was his pride and joy. He called it the Uber of private jets. Now it's a Gulfstream G550 that Combs referred to as Combs Air. He would use it to shoot his online content while on board and allow celebrity guests to post videos inside, conveying an ultra luxurious lifestyle. Okay, that said, 30 trips in the last 2 months at least $100,000 one way. That's a lot of money. But right now, Sean Combs is trying to, quote, spread the image of love and good energy. Listen.
Y'all, it's King Combs, and right now I'm taking over my pop's Instagram. We're gonna be posting videos by spreading, good energy and taking y'all down memory lane and all the positive things he did. So stay tuned and watch this. Let's go. We love you, Pops. Happy birthday.
That is from Sean Combs' official Insta page. That is his son, King.
Only thing he can reach is his generation. And his generation don't even care about his father, man. What is going on? Wake up, people. Can we wake up?
Still trying to support his dad, spreading the love and the good energy. If you know or think you know anything regarding a witness and the...
Look, this what needs to happen. I'm done with this video. This what needs to happen. First of all, some kind of way we need to start some type of petition and demand the public should know or get some type of idea is what is on those tapes. Don't show us the video. All these celebrities that are on these tapes, we have a right to know. It's taking too long, man. Meanwhile, everybody being quiet and we left in the dark. Also, I found out that Puffy been in jail doing some stupid stuff like the phone calls. He's buying other people's phone time, and he is behind bars actually threatening or talking to, it's not real clear, talking to people, trying to persuade people. While he's behind bars, he's been caught doing that. He's been caught doing it. And what else? The peephole, they said something about the peephole. He is getting favors and paying people off to get their phone time and getting their phone card. It's a code. When you use the phone, it's some type of code you got to put in before you use the phone or after you use the phone to take off your phone time and to connect the call. And he's getting his phone call. He's getting a code, and it says you don't supposed to share your code with anybody. So the code is for me, Mike Cross, to make phone calls. And then if somebody else, I don't need no phone calls to be made, so I give it to somebody else, but I got to give them my code. Yeah. So all kinds of stuff like this is happening. Now, if I know about it, facts. If I know about it, the prosecutors should know about it. This is the part I don't understand, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm being real with this. If Puffy gets out of jail on bail any type of way, we are rigged. This whole world is rigged. The whole world is rigged. If they don't hurry up and tell us who's next. Puffy had a close person, a female they keep talking about. They ain't called them in. None of the bodyguards been called in. None of the kids been called in. I'm trying to figure out what's taking so long. Oh my God, man. And y'all want me to vote for that. What's going on in this world? Vote for that. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Y'all, hey, Mike Cross for president. That's all I keep saying, man, because something got to change, y'all. And we are the ones that can only make it change. This is ridiculous right here. This is ridiculous. We don't know what he doing behind bars. we caught somebody. All you got to do is somebody spreading lies. Who's spreading lies? Who's not? If you're spreading lies, you need to stop it. If you're putting your assumption in, you need to stop it. I'm trying my best not to put. I'm bringing y'all the facts. Watch. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out. We ain't finished with Ray J yet. We just getting started on him. Real talk. Shame on you, Ray J. Shout out to Brandy, though. That's where the talent at. Peace out.